Hello there, beauty ravers, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and this is where I like to rave about beauty. If you would ever so kindly hit that like and subscribe button to become part of my little family here on YouTube, it means so much to me. Now, without further ado, let's jump on into the video. Hi guys, today we are reviewing the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos Makeup in collaboration with Angie. I don't know how to say her name properly, and I do not want to butcher it, so I will leave it on the screen. I know it, I just don't know how to say it, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is a beautiful palette. We're also creating 4 different looks. I was originally going to do 3, but then I wanted to do this two-toned look, and it just got out of hand. I mean, there's so much you can do with this palette. I couldn't limit myself to 3. And I already did a first impressions. I mean, if you didn't see that, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. Obviously, watch this video first, but then of course, check that out. It'll be in the description box along with everything else I'm wearing. And anything else that you need to know, it'll be down there, so check that out. Always check that out, actually. But let's get into these 4 different looks and then my review. instead of 3. I know, guys, I know. I couldn't resist, especially because these two are kind of basically the same look, but like the colors flip-flopped. So, you know, I figured it worked. I really wanted to do the two-toned look. I thought it was a really cute idea. I love the purples and the greens. This palette, guys, it's killer. I literally adore it so, so much. I know we're very early into 2021, but this palette, guys, I'm telling you, it's the best purchase I've made this year so far. I don't really know how other palettes are gonna top it. If I'm being honest, this color story is everything to me. I love the jewel tones Angie picked out. She is so creative. She is so bold. This palette resembles her entirely. You can really see the thought process there. It's totally Angie, but it's also totally me. So I'm super happy to have it in my collection. I have literally grabbed for this palette every single day since I got it. I mean, I only want to play with this, and I have a lot of eyeshadow in my collection. It's really hard to do that. It's really hard to be the only thing I dive into for a solid, I think, week and a half now. Yeah, that doesn't usually happen. So I know it's a good palette if that's the case, and it is. I'm obsessed with it. The shimmers are crazy good. I mean, they're just so beautiful. They shift in so many different ways. I've actually been doing a lot of one shadow looks with this lately. I love just putting one of the shimmers all over my lid and calling it a day. And I usually think that that's too minimal for me. But with this palette, I think it's perfect because it gives you that shift. So it's like you're wearing multiple shimmers on your lid, but you're really only wearing one. It's amazing. I love it so, so much. I'm here for it, and I'm so happy it's in my collection. So now let's do a little bit of a review, if that wasn't already. So yeah, in all honesty, I don't really have any negative things to say about this palette. The only thing that I could critique a little bit on is the factor that Angie said that you could create a neutral look with this palette and go bold. I would have to disagree. I just feel like it's a very bold palette, which I am all for. But if you're a neutral lover wanting to get into color, I don't think this is the palette for you because there really isn't any way to make a light or neutral look out of this. I guess if you went in all with Naru, this taupey shade, but even that shade is a lot deeper than I expected it to be. I think this is a beautiful, deep, rich palette, and I think it's beautiful for just that. I don't think it needs to go light. I mean, if you wanted a lighter look, maybe look for a different palette because this is just not it in my opinion. I think this is for the rich, bold lovers out there. I also feel like because it is so rich, I think it would work for most skin tones, which I absolutely love to see. We love the inclusivity, and I'm all for it. I really do love this palette. I really can't say anything besides that you can't do a neutral look with it. And honestly, I'm here saying that you can't do a neutral look with it. If you think you can and you have, you know, all the power to you, I think that's amazing. I personally don't really ever want to do a neutral look, so it doesn't really bother me that I don't think I could create a neutral look out of this unless I went in with just Naru. But then, like, that's not really a look, that's just a shadow. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this is so creative, so special, and I love it so much. And it really is going to be hard to top this palette. I know we're very early, like I've said multiple times, into 2021, but so far, this is the winner palette. And I don't know, man. I think this might win palette of the year, honestly. Like, this is really good. I could see this getting into the makeup Grammys. I think this is amazing. Angie did such an incredible job with the color story, and Kaleidos' formula is always top tier, top notch. I have now 3 of their palettes, and I love every single one of them to pieces. So I'm really impressed, and I absolutely love it. I will read you the back of the palette because that is the one thing I think I forgot to do in my first impression. So let me do that now. The Club Nebula palette is a collection of my favorite shades for my favorite people, Angie. And I wanted to read that because I thought it was very heartwarming and personal. I love Angie so much. She did a great job. Kaleidos did a great job. I'm very happy with it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did you pick up the palette? Are you planning on it when it restocks? Because apparently they are going to do another restock. I don't know when at this point in time, but I'm sure Angie will update you guys, so obviously check out her channel. I'll link it down below, of course, along with the community playlist that this palette is featured in. And if you are a content creator and you have this palette, maybe make a video and let Angie know and she'll add you to the playlist. And I find that playlist to be very nice to find new content creators and also just find more inspiration for the palette, because there are so many beautiful people on there with some beautiful killer looks, and I mean, you can't get enough inspiration in my opinion. So obviously check that out. I'll link it down below in my description box. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay beautiful. Mwah.